Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN here. Welcome to the IGN Rewind Theater for the Halo 5 ViDoc, A Hero Reborn. Now, doing this a little differently than our usual Rewind Theaters, this thing is 12 minutes long, so a rather traditional Rewind Theater, we'd be rewinding, we'd be pausing, there'd be two of us, we'd be talking back and forth, it would probably be half an hour long for this. So, I'm just in here myself, I broke down this trailer, took a bunch of notes, and I thought we'd zip through and get to the highlights as quickly as possible. So first, I want to jump ahead to about the 46-second mark, right about here. Let's see. Yeah, yes, this is an excellent look at it. So right here you can see a very interesting new feature in the game, at least what appears to be one, and that is that the player can ride on the hood of the Warthog. Now, this solves a gameplay problem in that, of course, Halo 5 is built around the fact that you're playing with 4 players at any given time, regardless of whether they're AI players or human cooperative teammates. Because you've got, of course, Blue Team and Fire Team Osiris. So one driver, one passenger, one gunner person, and now the 4th person can apparently ride right here on the hood. So that makes things that should make things very interesting, particularly in multiplayer. Skipping ahead now to, let's see, the 106 mark, right about here we can get a little look. Now this is a little bit of speculation. These are labeled trials on this production board of some sort, and you can see the names Cathedral, Tower, and Cavalier. My best guess, I don't know for sure, is that trials may be names for maybe what they're calling missions, since this is, of course, all about almost Master Chief is sort of on trial, and you've got 2 sides to the story. So it's possible that Cathedral, Tower, and Cavalier are internal code names for levels, but just fun to speculate. We don't know. We don't actually know for sure on this one. If we skip ahead to the 132 mark, right here, we get our first look at Blue Team coming in. So here you've got Linda. There is Kelly. Now there's the 4 of them. So you've got Linda, John, Fred, and Kelly. That is Blue Team. They, of course, if you read the book, Halo: The Fall of Reach, you get to know these guys. They're also doing an animated series adaptation of The Fall of Reach for later this year, which should be a really interesting way to learn about Blue Team. We'll let it roll on a little bit to the 144 mark, right about here. That's our old friend Buck, of course, from Halo 3 ODST. Very well-liked character. Everybody's stoked to see him now upgraded to Spartan 4 status. Of course, Agent Locke there. We got to know him in the not-very-good Halo Nightfall live-action series. And right here, that's... Oh, I missed it just a tad. That is Spartan Tanaka, one of our 2 new Spartans, along with Spartan Veil, who we'll see in a little bit. Now, if we move ahead to the 2-minute and 46 mark, right up here, right there, almost there. Okay. So this is interesting. There's a couple of new things going on here, which we'll also see later in the trailer. But in the sky is the Phaeton, which is a new vehicle that is, of course, pilotable in multiplayer. Everything's pilotable in multiplayer. But the Phaeton is sort of in the Banshee Hornet class. This is a Promethean vehicle, and it's VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing. You use the bumpers to go up and down, adjust your vertical height, and then you've got a primary and secondary fire. But the actual perhaps more interesting thing in this spot is the Mongoose on the right side of the screen there. Not only the Mongoose itself, you actually see it's a civilian Mongoose. It's just painted yellow. Traditionally it's not a UNSC piece of equipment here, but also that the second player is actually facing backwards, which actually should make it more fun and probably a better ride for player 2 on there. For the passenger, you're not just like peeking over the shoulder looking forward of the person. You'll be able to cover, you've got the 180, you get that full 360-degree coverage on this. So I thought that was very interesting. All right, we'll move ahead to the 302 mark, just up here. And there is Spartan Veil from Fire Team Osiris. There she is in action, doing some seriously athletic stuff. Up to 349 over yonder. and we get to see, look at that. The Scarab appears to have returned. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it looks way bigger than it ever did back in Halo 2, Halo 3. That looks incredible, and it is going to be fun to fight a Scarab once again in Halo. Move up to the 407 mark of the trailer to see what else we can learn here. And right here, so let's watch this sequence. This is Agent Locke, sprint, 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 boom! Bursting through a breakable wall. That is definitely new to the series with the using the shoulder charge Spartan ability there, which of course you saw if you played the arena multiplayer beta back in December and January. So this indicates that there are going to be hidden paths and/or secret paths built into the campaign levels in Halo 5, which is really super exciting because we've never really had that in a Halo game before. I mean, the closest has been, you know, there's the sort of the hidden skulls, but those aren't really hidden paths to go down. Those are things that are just hidden really, really well. So we'll get up to the 424 mark here. Let's see, where did I want to... right here. This is just a test. This is a gray test box that the development team at 343 uses, but it gives you a look not only at the redesigned Covenant Wraith tank, which we know for sure it's the Wraith because you can see at the bottom of the screen that debug text. It says Covenant/Wraith/FX/weapon/mortar firing. So yeah, that is the Wraith. And then in the background, check out in the background there, with the Scorpion tank appears to have been redesigned, which makes it I mean, that's not the finished version. You can see back there it's just a low-res thing, but kind of bums me out a little because the Scorpion has just had such an iconic design, similar to how 343 in Halo 5 has redesigned the classic Spanker rocket launcher too, to what I feel is kind of a more boring design. But nevertheless, we'll see how this new Scorpion drives. It's good to, of course, always have it back in Halo. Up to the 453 mark, coming right up here. And right here, so you can see on the screen back there, this 343 developer is using Forge to place an object. So it'll be interesting to see what new toys or what new treats you can come up with in Forge. Skipping all the way up to the 6-minute mark. Let's drag on up here to the 6-minute mark. And right here. Somebody you'd want to play. That is the motion capture session for the Arbiter, but that, of course, is not Keith David. So I guess, I know Keith David's a little bit, I think he might be in his 50s, maybe, not that old of a guy, but looks like they're having a different actor do the mocap, and then they'll overdub, they'll dub in Keith David's voice for the Arbiter. So that's just an interesting little behind-the-scenes look at how the game gets built. Skipping way ahead to the, all right, here. We get our, we already knew this, but the Mantis is back. We see it a couple other times in this particular ViDoc as well. We got to play it at E3 in Warzone, but the Mantis, which of course introduced in Halo 4, makes a return, so good to see it back. It's a fun vehicle. Using Spartan abilities on that thing is going to be interesting. I wonder what will happen if you dive bomb out of a Phaeton or a Banshee or a Hornet and do a ground pound into the Mantis. Will a ground pound from above be enough to take out a Mantis, or will it just damage it? That remains to be seen. Skipping ahead to the 8:58 mark as we get towards the end. Right here, 8:58. So you can see, new for Halo 5, a down but not out system. With the 4 players, 4-player co-op at all times, whether it's AI or human cooperative players. Your Spartan friends will go down but not out, and you can come over and actually heal them. So that's cool to see. Just a couple more notes if we go to the, pardon me, the 9:51 mark. Moving way up ahead, almost there. 9:51. Here's a better look. Right there. So there's a better look at that civilian Mongoose on whatever planet this is, and just in in front of it, but in the back further in the background of the screen here, that is definitely a civilian Warthog, even though it looks like it might have a gun on it. Even though it's not a military, it's not a UNSC Warthog, it still seems to have a gun turret on it. But so there you go. We'll finally get to pilot Warthogs and vehicles that aren't gray or green or UNSC branded. And sticking on this note, up here at the 1056 mark, we get a look at another civilian vehicle right here. Right there, again, painted in yellow. That is a crashed and burned civilian Pelican. So a Pelican transport dropship, which has not landed successfully in this case, or been shot out of the sky, I don't know. And then finally, last thing I wanted to call a little attention to, as we pick our way through the little nuggets and secrets of this 12-minute Halo ViDoc, at the 11:29 mark, you just get a better look at the Wraith. There it is. So the new design on the Wraith. It doesn't look quite as radically different there as it did in the test bed shot earlier, but that is your look at it. So that is the quick and dirty analysis of this Halo 5 ViDoc entitled A Hero Reborn. This has got me even more amped for the game. I cannot wait for the campaign. They really seem to be doubling down on Master Chief's story. I mean, yeah, there's Locke pursuing him, but it seems like I just can't wait to play with Master Chief and Blue Team for the first time because they're so much fun in the books together. So can't wait for the game. The wait is getting shorter now, not much farther to go. For much more on Halo 5 as the game's release date approaches, keep it tuned right here to IGN.